Hello friends, this is Raman Gill with your daily Forex market analysis for May 31st, 2016. We'll start off by taking a look at the calendar here. A fairly busy calendar for tomorrow here. We have German retail sales in the morning at 2 a.m. Eastern in the European session. Then we have German unemployment numbers. These numbers are important because Germany is one of the largest countries in the Eurozone. So the numbers out of Germany will be important for the Eurozone overall. M3 money supply, and then we have CPI flash estimate and core CPI flash estimate. So these are the inflation numbers, and inflation numbers usually drive the monetary policy. In the US session, we have GDP for the Canadian dollar. We also have core PCE price index and personal spending numbers at 8:30 for US dollar here. And then going further into the US session, we have Chicago PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, and then CB consumer confidence numbers at 10 a.m. Eastern. Going into the Asian session here, we have manufacturing PMI numbers and non-manufacturing PMI numbers for China. These numbers can have an impact on Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar as well, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. We also have Australian dollar GDP number at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, and then kicks in manufacturing PMI number out of China. Let's move on to the charts here. We're looking at Euro US dollar daily chart. So today was a bullish close for the day. Also, another thing to remember for tomorrow is that it's the month end. A lot of times you can see flows in the opposite direction of the actual trend in the month end. So a lot of people who have been sitting on these short positions, they may be looking to take profit in some of those positions and closing out some of those positions, which means we could see a bit of a pushback up. For tomorrow, we are looking for a move potentially to the upside here in euro dollar. So in terms of the move here, we can look at this 1180 level. If it breaks above that, then we'll be looking for this 1250 number. However, if the price doesn't go above the 1180 level, we may see a pushback down back towards the bottom here into 1120 level. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, we also have this additional level of 1150 here into the R1. That's the first level we'll be looking at for the price to react at. If the price goes into this 1150 level and turns around, we'll be looking for a short position. However, if it starts to trade above this, then we are looking at this 1180 level as the next price level. And then further up, we have this 1250 level. To the downside, if we do manage to break below this 1120 level, we are looking at 1100 as the bottom. And if the price breaks through this 1100, then our next target would be 1050. So for tomorrow, the bias is bullish based on the daily candle close. However, because of the month end flows, we will be open to trading this on both sides. Looking at the pound US dollar here, pound, we did have a bullish close for the day, and since then price has pushed back up. And one of the reasons we have seen this quick move up in prices because of the poll that came out, which showed that 51% of the people wanted to stay in the Eurozone or wanted UK to stay in the Eurozone. That creates a positive sentiment for the pound, and as a result, the pound has pushed back up. And we did see a bullish close above this level here, 4600. We were looking for this level to be tested yesterday, and we did come down and test this trend line. And now we have bounced off of that. So we're bullish here on the pound. And the next target that we're looking at is 47.38, top of the pin here, and beyond that we'd be looking at 47.70 and then 4800 or 48.20 level. So we have multiple targets to the upside. We are bullish on the British pound, looking for a further move to either 47.38 and finally into 4800 and 48.21. Looking at Aussie US dollar here, we saw a move to the downside and then push off from the bottom of this range here. Price is still sitting in the range, so we'll trade this as a range bound market. We saw some positive numbers come out of Aussie. Housing starts were positive, which has pushed the price up in this form of an inefficient move up. So the target here we're looking at is 72.50, which is the top of the range. If the price runs into trouble at this level, we'd be looking for a move back into the range and potentially towards the bottom of the range 71.50, and if the price does break through this level, we'd be looking for a retest of this level for a move to the upside and potentially into 73.60. But prior to that, we could look at 7,300 as the target. Trading this as a range bound market, looking for price to show us rejection at 72.50 and move to the downside. If it gets to 71.50 here, we were looking for a push to the upside. New Zealand US dollar here, we have seen a move to the downside, and with the positive numbers out of the Australian dollar, we have seen a move up in New Zealand here as well. Overall, in the Asian market, we have seen bullish moves in all the major crosses here. For New Zealand dollar, we'd be looking for a retest of this trend line at 67.30 level potentially, or even into 67.50 area. So if the price holds below the trend line, we're looking for a move to the downside again. However, if it starts to break above, we would be looking at the next target. Here's our 1 hour chart. As we can see, for the last few hours, price has traded up in the Asian session, and now we are looking at our trend line here into R3 here, 67.38 level. If that gets broken, we could go further up about 67.70 level, which will be the next target, and beyond that we're looking at 6800 level. So going back into this, we saw an indecision candle here, and now prices pushed up since then, looking for again a retest of the trend line. If the price holds below and rejects the trend line, then we are looking for a move to the downside with a target of 66 67 area here. If not, we'll be looking for a potential move to the upside. Dollar CAD here, we saw a small bullish candle. However, the pin on top of the candle is bigger than the body itself. So in this case, this would be a rejection of this 3100 level. And now we could see the price move to the downside. The first level that we're looking to get tested here is 2950 level, and further 2900. So these are the two levels we'd be looking for the price to get back to. However, if the price does push up above the 3100 level, then 3180 would be the next target. So at this point, we are kind of close to an important level. So we'll have to watch how the price reacts at this 3100 level. If it pushes back into 3100 level and closes above 3100, we're looking for a move to the upside with 3180 as the target. However, if the price stays below 3100, we're looking for a further move to the downside here, and with our target would be at 2950 as the first target, and then 2900 as the second target. So that's it for now. I will see you in the trade room.